the driver's side, I'm just going to go through all of the compartments and just kind of tell you some of the equipment. Some compartments we have safety equipment, some compartments are mostly medical, but just to give you an idea of what's where so that you'll know if you need to grab something. The first cabinet on the driver's side, we have most of our spinal immobilization equipment and trauma equipment. So we have adult spine boards, pediatric immobilizers. We also have our hair traction splints for both pediatric and adult sizes, as well as our KED, Kendrick extrication device, and other equipment that's required by the state. In the next compartment here, we have a lot of our trauma equipment, and then we have some safety equipment that's just general for the truck. We have a pair of jumper cables if for some reason you need those. We have reflective triangles so that if you do break down, then you can set those triangles. Remember, if that happens, you're going to want to put 3 triangles behind you or with oncoming traffic at 100 yards apiece, or excuse me, 100 feet apiece, and then you're going to want to put 1 in front of you at 100 feet in front of the truck. Okay? You also have your head blocks and set up for your trauma or for your mobilization, as well as a wide assortment of seat collars for every size from pediatric all the way up to tall adult. The other thing that you'll find in this cabinet that's important is your biohazard trash here, and the sharps is on the inside. But you can remove your biohazard trash from the inside here. You can dump it out and put it in red bag, of course, and then take that in, and you don't have to empty it on the inside of the truck. And this door does have a locking mechanism on it so that you can lock it from the outside so that not anybody can get into it. Okay? Any questions for anything so far? In the back compartment of the truck, we have our medical air, and there's in LB1 you can only check the tank pressures from outside. In LB2 we've actually had 2 tank pressure gauges put in, one outside and one inside, so that way you can watch your tank pressures as you're going down the road or as you're taking care of a patient. But as you know, a full tank is 2,000, and we change our tanks anytime they're at 500 or below. We try not to change them anytime they're above 500 unless for some reason you're doing a long transport or you calculate out that you're going to need more gas or you're going to be kind of in a close margin on gas. Don't ever put yourself in a situation where you might run out, but at the same time we don't want to get in the habit of changing tanks just every day just because. If you do need to change the tanks, these tanks are secured with 3 straps, and then they also have the neck strap here that secures them, so make sure that you take all of that off. We always require at least 2 people to do it so that nobody hurts themselves. These tanks get, especially the full ones, very heavy, so that takes care of that. The tank wrench, if you need that, is secured inside of the truck, and we've got that. And if for some reason the tank wrench, if you get something on tight, and these tank wrenches are made out of zinc, and sometimes they get chewed up on the inside. If for some reason that doesn't work, then we do carry crescent wrenches on the truck that you can use to break things free. Those are located in the small compartment right under the driver's chair. Okay. On the passenger side of the truck in the back, we have our main oxygen storage compartment. And as you can see, we carry 2 oxygen cylinders. One of them is not in this truck yet, but it will be. And our policy is that we operate both cylinders simultaneously. What that does is that makes it so that you should be changing both cylinders at the same time so that we're not constantly having to change a cylinder. The other thing that does is that keeps each of the cylinders draining at the same rate. You have 1 regulator and check its pressure. Then you can turn that tank off, drain the oxygen from the inside, and then turn your second tank on, and then you can tell what what each individual tank pressure is. And if you have both tanks turned on simultaneously, then the pressures in both tanks should actually equalize. So as long as you check the tank pressures on both, then you should be good, and then you leave them both open. Our policy is that when we go out on a call, irrespective of the potential need for oxygen or medical air, we turn them both on. And that way, if for some reason you have a patient that's desatting, or that you end up needing to ventilate, you weren't anticipating, then that's not something you have to think about at that time. It's already been pre-planned. Usually the EMT or paramedic will do that when they come to pick the truck up, but you'll always want to verify with them to make sure that your tanks are on. And on this truck you can see tank pressures on the inside. On the other truck you cannot. The other thing to note on Bonheur 1 that you can't do, so it's very important to get your tanks on in advance. On this truck it's not a problem, but on LB1, this compartment right here, when the door is closed, will not open. So you cannot get to your medical air while you're driving if it's not already turned on. So it's very important that you make sure you take care of that before you leave, or at least, once you get the patient, make sure that it's turned on before you take off.